In the dawn of the new age, in the days before Alice was born, a new scourge spread across the land. But the land was no longer a land, and the scourge did not look like a scourge. It was sadness disguised as happiness, jealousy disguised as friendship, ignorance disguised as knowledge, darkness disguised as light. And the name of the scourge was doubt. Now, some years earlier, people had learned a few things about doubt from a man who thought and was. Doubt could make you think you weren't really seeing what you were seeing, or hearing what you were hearing, or feeling what you were feeling. Doubt made it seem like words weren't really words, and numbers weren't really numbers, and things weren't really things. Doubt could make it seem like you were stuck in a whirlpool, able neither to touch your feet on the bottom, nor to swim up to the top. But in the end, it was all okay, because everything was what it was, and nobody was being deceived, and everybody could go back to normal. Doubt, in those times, was a temporary condition. Herein lies a key difference with the new age, for doubt is now everywhere, all of the time.
Alice loved screens, and it wasn't long before she had a screen of her own. But it wasn't long before that screen had grown old, so she got another. And soon, that one was old too. So the screens kept coming. Soon, she had a big screen on her desk, a medium screen in her backpack, and a little screen in her pocket. There were screens in almost every room of her house. Screens at school, in stores, in cars, on planes, in almost every place you can imagine. And Alice loved them all. When she went on her little screen, she stared down, 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 and all the words and pictures were very, very small. And it was like the whole world became small with her. Alice felt like a giant with her huge thumbs over the tiny, glowing buttons. Sometimes, her parents took her places in the city where there were huge screens, as big as the whole side of a building. Alice stared up, 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 and all the words and pictures were very, very big. And it was like the whole world became big with them. Alice felt like a tiny mouse staring up at the giant screen.
let her go online. It was like a well that you fell down very slowly and never reached the bottom of. As soon as Alice fixed her attention on one thing, another would distract her, and she would scroll down to it, and then to another, and another. Down, down, down. There were puppies and kitties, and bunnies and baby goats, comics and cartoons, pictures and little videos that repeated again and again. And it was like everyone was there. Friends, family, and famous people, one on top of the other. On and on, down, down, down. They said nice things and nasty things, funny things and serious things, things that made sense and things that seemed like nonsense. It all just kept going forever. And even when she knew it was time to put it away, Alice found it hard to stop scrolling. She kept telling herself that this would be the last thing she looked at before logging off. But then something else would distract her, and she would scroll down to it, and then to another, and another. Down, down, down. Alice gave herself very good advice, but she very seldom followed it.
Just for fun, Alice decided to look up her name, and it came back with over 6 million hits. There were Alice's in New York, and Vancouver, and Tokyo, and Cairo, and a bunch of other places she had never heard of. There were even a bunch of Alice's in her hometown. So she Googled her whole name, first and last, and found that there were many thousands of people with both of her names too. What if somebody tries to look me up, Alice thought. How will they know who I am, out of all these other Alices? She looked at her profile and photos, posts, and felt a little lump in her throat as she realized how dreadfully ordinary they all were. Then she looked at her friends' profiles, photos, posts, and felt a bigger lump as she realized how interesting and exciting and pretty they all were. Alice spent half an hour putting on makeup, then grinned her biggest, prettiest grin, her teeth gleaming white like a crescent moon, and took a selfie. She posted it online. Almost right away there were comments and likes, and they kept coming for some time after. Alice grinned again and kept on scrolling, late into the night, making little changes to her profile whenever she thought of something good.
on one of her videos from someone called Hookah72. "Who are you?" Alice, taken aback, replied, "Don't you think you ought to tell me who you are first?" No sooner had she said this, but other comments started appearing. Momerat311 told her to check her privilege. Pepper Pig said she should educate herself before making ignorant comments. Jabberwocky5 went on for 3 whole paragraphs, seeming to say, in a roundabout way, that it mattered more who was talking than what was said. Alice knew that these comments could be seen by everybody, and that she needed to stand up for herself. She wrote something that she thought was terribly clever, and checked back impulsively to see if anyone had liked it. Each moment that it went unacknowledged felt like a little rejection. The next comment that came was not only very nasty, but it seemed like the commenter hadn't even read her last post, which upset Alice even more. Her mind was racing to decide what to say next to these people she didn't know, or didn't know if she knew. You couldn't tell if they're made-up names. She typed a comment, then deleted it, then typed another one, and almost hit post before deleting that one too. She imagined many possible responses, but for each one, she could picture 1,000 nasty replies that these anonymous detractors might throw back at her. She felt an overwhelming need to say something, but she didn't know what she was trying to say. And not knowing where she was trying to get to, she couldn't figure out which way to go. She hoped they wouldn't take her silence as lack of anything to say. She stayed there, whirring and buzzing, glued to the screen, for a very long time. Fake news. Fake news.
Alternative facts.
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 Dishonest beyond, very dishonest beyond. The truth is relative. The truth is relative. The truth is relative.
Very dishonest. It has no basis in fact. It has no connection to fact. It's not a fact. Fact, 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 fact. It's like you live in a completely separate reality.
Alice was in the mood for something light. One of her very first toys, from way back even before she had her first screen, was a little tea set that she had used to throw parties for her stuffed animals. She wondered if those were still around, so she looked up Tea Party. One of the first hits said "no room" in all caps. Curious, Alice clicked on the link and learned that it was made by people in her country who didn't want people from other countries to be allowed in. Why, there's plenty of room, thought Alice. It was a very big country after all. So she did another search and found a bunch of other stories saying completely opposite things about exactly the same people. Alice tried to read them all, but there were just too many, and she couldn't tell which ones were spurious and which ones were true. The stories that said there was plenty of room linked to a bunch more stories about the good things people did when they came from other places. One blog called The Mad Hater talked about a wall and said a lot of mean things about people who didn't want to build it. Another called March Here said the wall was bad and the people who wanted to build it were bad, and everything was just bad, bad, bad. And as nasty as the blogs were, the comments underneath were even worse. People called each other all sorts of terrible names, the kind of names Alice would be punished for saying to the kids at school. She didn't know what to believe, and the more she read, the lonelier she felt.
People online gathered in great hordes of others they agreed with, blocked and unfollowed those they disagreed with. Exploded with outrage when someone said or did something they thought was wrong. People harassed each other mercilessly. There were death threats and public shamings, and Alice found it truly terrifying. If ever she did not agree with people online about something, she would not post about it for fear of the certain retribution that would follow. But this time, Alice had asked a question about a meme without realizing that it had been retweeted by a very, very famous person with legions of devoted followers. First and second and third commenters had just made the same points over and over, which seemed to Alice like nonsense, and in any case did not answer her question. Who cares for you? She thought. You're nothing but a pack of cards. But suddenly, it turned personal, and it was like the whole mob rose up and came flying down upon her. They called her idiot and stupid and much, much worse. They said she was ugly and insulted her body. They told her she should kill herself. None of Alice's replies made any difference in the furious wave of anger. Again and again and again, she tried to explain herself, to defend herself, but hysterical attacks came coming from all sides, everybody shouting and nobody listening. With her tight and her temples throbbing, Alice desperately tried to think that she could set things right, but everything she said just seemed to make the situation worse.
And then, in a moment of surprise, Alice realized she was still in her room. She was alone and had been all along. She started to calm down. It had all been on the screen. She had not been anywhere or seen anybody or done anything. Not really. But she felt like she had just gotten back from a long, exhausting journey. Everyone and everything was everywhere, all of the time on the screen. It was powered down now. Its shiny surface looked like a deep black